good evening and welcome. And thanks for joining me tonight on my channel. And are we going to have an action-packed night tonight? Yeah, I think we are. I've got lots to show you. And I've got a few guests as well that's come along to help me tonight. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And I've noticed that there's lots of chat coming in too. So without further ado, as we say, let's get on. And I'll introduce to you my first guest. And my first guest is Max Mods.
So hello everybody, thanks Dave for having me on tonight. It's always an honour to be on your live streams. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Thank you. And our next guest is, and we'd be lost without this person, we really would. Our next guest is Build with Adrian.
Thank you, Dave, for inviting me.
You're
yes,
welcome,
hopefully it'll
Adrian.
be a good show for you tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully. So we've got lots to see and do. So yeah, mostly seeing, I think. And then we've got, last but not least, another guest, and he's always around on the live builds and everything. Is always willing to help people, and that is George Dave.
I've missed that countdown, dear. I love that countdown. If I ever go live, I want to pinch that. I think this will be a cracking for the night, so everybody enjoy.
Okay, right. Let's go on to the picture of all four of us. So, yeah, tonight's a bit of an update and a bit of excitement around as well, isn't there? Because Dickie Bird tells me that there is a new project coming my way that involves what? It involves glue. It involves white flat paint, and it involves balsa wood. So I'll let you think about that for a short while, and then we'll get on to having a look at what we've been busy with over the last couple of months or so, because we've got quite a lot to see. First of all, though, Mark, if you wouldn't mind, we'll go through the chat.
Okay, so gold star goes to our host tonight, actually. He's Dave's Hobbies. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Then next is me. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all keeping safe.
Hello, Mark.
We've got Dano Builds. Hello, everyone. Looking forward to tonight's show. Get to find out what Dave is building. Woohoo.
Hello, Dano.
Hey, Dano.
Hello.
And we've got the lovely Christine say, hello, everyone. Watching while doing a few jobs.
Hi, Christine.
Hello, Darren.
Hi, Christine.
He's been incredibly busy today.
Yeah. We've got P40F20. Hi, all. Hi, P40.
Hi, P40.
We've got Yorkshire Crafter. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Julie.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, dear. We've got Penny's Pit Stop. Evening all. Very late break today, so I'm afraid I'm going to miss the very big, exciting announcement live.
Hi, Penny.
Hello, Penny.
And we've got P40F20. Christine, you have an unfair advantage. You already know what Dave is up to.
Hi, she does.
Yeah. And we've got Alex McDonald. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Alex, I need to stop watching your Mike Lane mod videos because you're making me want to buy the stuff for the DeLorean. My list of mods now is going up and up and up. I want that boot liner. So we've got John's model making. Good evening, Dave and everybody.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
We've got Paul Wright. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
We've got Christine Say, P40 F20. Yes, I've seen it because it's sat on my dining room table. We've got Penny's Pit Stop. Is it a white paint stirrer made of balsa wood?
No.
Okay. We've got Stephen Owen. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And we've got Alex McDonald. Oh, no, sorry, missed one there. Fleetwood J. Hi, all. Hope everything is okay. Look forward to the updates.
Hi, Fleetwood J.
Hi, Fleetwood J.
And then we've got Alex McDonald. LOL, Matt. There's more to come this week. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh,
Right then. So that was
everything.
that's brilliant, Matt. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Thanks for bringing up the chat. And I'm just going to go solo a minute. And yeah, well, one of the updates is sat behind me here on the desk here on the set of drawers here. I can't show you it all because of the nice Christmas tree there. But yeah, that's my East Yorkshire bus. One complete side and front and back finished, apart from the wiper at the front and the AEC badge at the front, and a couple of small details on the side, some legal lettering and such like. But yeah, it's just about done is all this side. I haven't done the offside, and that's because I've been busy on other things. And besides that, the offside we'll have to wait a little bit longer for the weather to get better now. I've really struggled painting panels, bringing them in and letting them dry and everything with the recent weather that we've had. It's been absolute pants, this weather. It's been terrible. Yeah, damp, horrible, cold weather, which we always get in winter, don't we? So, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back on it, but I have got other things to do in the meantime. But yeah, that's my quick update on that one. And then I want to change cameras, and I want to show you a few things that have been sent, and I want to thank a few people. So if you just bear with me a minute, I'll just change my camera. Which should be coming up now. And so, yeah, can you all hear me all right?
Yep.
Yes, we can do.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So, my long list of thank yous, and if I forget anybody, I'm sorry, but there's been that many people that have thankfully supported me and Christine through this long journey of sorting out these buses. Least of all, everyone here that I build with, everyone, Adrian, Mark, Penny, Horlicks, Joddy, Dave, and a few of the others, to mention just a few. Fleetwood J, for instance, they've all supported me by sending me little presents here, there, and everywhere. And where would my collection be without them? I don't know. It wouldn't be half the collection it is now, and it wouldn't be half the display it is now. And so thank you ever so much to all of you guys for doing that for me. Mark, Julie, you know, fellow Yorkshire people, they've got hearts of gold, they really have. And right down to Adrian down in there in deepest, darkest Devon, which is deepest, lightest Devon, actually, isn't it, Adrian? Yeah. And then, you know, across to Newcastle for Dave and his lovely family, and Steve Owen, even, you know, Steve Owen there in Warrington area. You've all helped me tremendously, so thank you ever so much for that. And I don't mean just by sending me presents, I mean just being there for me. So, and I think if I was to stick one person out more than anybody else, I think that would have to be it would have to be Penny, and that's because it all really started, this Routemaster journey, with Penny. When she first started the Routemaster show with issue 1, when she said, "I'm a bus driver. This is a bus part works. What could possibly go wrong?" And yeah, well, a lot of things have gone wrong, but a lot of things have gone absolutely right as well, haven't they? So we've got a lot to thank Penny for fetching us all together, really. So thank you, Penny, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, let's get on and show a few items that have been sent. Where do we start? So this week, I've been lucky enough to be sent this off my wish list, and it is a model that I've been looking for a long time, and it will sit nicely with my Routemaster collection, and that is this lovely EFE 176 scale Routemaster Green Line coach. It is absolutely wonderful. I'm not going to get it out the packet I'm going to keep it in the packet, and I know you can't. I know you can't see it very well because of the light and everything. Let me just turn my light out. Is that any better? Might be a bit better, mightn't it? Oops, going wrong way on the camera.
Like that.
That's a lot better, isn't it? So yeah, it's absolutely wonderful, and this is probably one of the best RMC models, the RM coaches models that I've ever seen, including the Sunstone ones at 124 scale. I do believe that these 176 scale are absolutely wonderful. And as it says on the box, precision die-cast models. Yeah, so it's lovely as that. And we'll treasure it for as long as I'm here on this earth. And that was sent to me by P40F20. So thank you ever so much, P40F20. It's very much appreciated and will be looked after. And it will go into our collection. So, also, I was sent, along with a lot of other items, this lovely poster here, and I think I've shown you this before, but I just wanted to mention this this lady that sent me this in the past, and this is it's a tin sign, and it says the Routemaster move in London, and it just gives you a typical London scene, really, with Routemasters and minis and taxis and people in bowler hats and such like, and in lovely 60s skirts and what have you. So, but yeah, a typical London scene on a tin sign, and that's going to be displayed with our other Routemaster models when we get the Routemaster cabinet sorted out, and I'm hoping to do that sometime in the new year when my East Yorkshire bus is finished. So so that was sent to me by Werner Verwayne. So Werner, thank you ever so much. Along with the other things that you've sent me, I will treasure them. So there we are. That's that. Coming this week, arrived a great big box, and I was absolutely shocked. And that is because it's a heavy box, and in this heavy box was not one issue of the Routemaster, issue 16, but which is the chassis, the rear half of the chassis, but there was 2 issues of the Routemaster, issue 17, which is the other half of the chassis. So I've actually got the 2 halves of the chassis of the Routemaster, so I can show to people when we take our buses on display. And this is going to mean such a marvelous thing, because there's usually signs around that people can't touch your exhibits when you're exhibiting them at shows. So what is much nicer and kinder than to give somebody something and say, "Here, feel the weight of that," or you can have a look at that, and that's the chassis that we built the Routemaster on. So these 2 came by my good friend Paul Wright. So Paul Wright, thank you ever so much for that. I will treasure them, and we will, as I say, put them in the collection, and we will be putting them out on display for people to handle when we take them to shows. So thank you for that. I believe he won them in a competition, and he didn't really want them. So thanks for that. They will be moved on to me and in my collection. He also sent me a great big box, and in the box was the Great Dorset Steam Fair Volume 1, the Great Dorset Steam Fair 2006, Steam Millennium Steam Volume 2 and 3. So Paul Wright, thank you ever so much for that. I'll get some really good viewing off them. I love steam fairs. I love steam engines, and I've been around them for many years. And I used to go to the Leeds Steam as well. So yeah, many years ago, just around the corner from where you are. So yeah, thanks for that, Paul, and much appreciated. And also in the box, he sent me a load of stickers for the Routemasters that he had obviously surplus, and the interior stickers and things like that. So we're not getting bored yet, are we?
No.
Okay, well, I want to give Penny a bit more airtime by saying Penny sent me these two lovely little pocket manuals of the Spitfire and the Lancaster Bomber. And these are going to come in so handy in the future. Because in the future, as you know, I am going to be doing the Hachette Spitfire. I've got all the issues up to issue 42, I believe it is. I think so, yeah, which is sent this week. And so I am going to be doing the Hachette Spitfire. I've also got the D'Agostini Spitfire, the proper kit that was a weekly edition from D'Agostini, and I've actually been given that by my son, so I've got that to do as well. The Lancaster Bomber pocket money coming really handy for my Lancaster Bomber. As you know, I'm trying to do a 19-inch wingspan Lancaster Bomber. Oh, I'd like to do a plastic model Lancaster Bomber, but I'm a bit unsure on the sizes scales really. I quite like the 132 scale Lancaster Bombers, but they are very expensive of them kits. So I might try and save up over a year or so and probably save up for the 132 scale one. But yeah, they're going to come in so handy. So these came from Penny. So Penny, thank you ever so much. They will be treasured. Okay. Right. I wanted to make our buses slightly different to anybody else's, and so I, along with a lot of other people, got a few posters from Peter Caton. And Peter Caton was kind enough to do these ones for me and Christine. So I think you can see that. I don't know whether the light's shining on it or not. Is it, Mark? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
See that? Yeah. So yeah, and so Peter Caton made me these lovely posters for the sides of the bus, or for the wooden plinths that they might go onto, or for whatever we want to put them on. And basically, this is it's a reprint of the old poster of the Routemaster London's Bus of the Future, and that was practically on the first Routemasters that came out, Routemaster 1 and 2 and 3, and I think up to Routemaster 8 they put that advert on. So he made me one for Christine's bus, so obviously that says model built by Christine Say 2018 to 2020, and so she can put that on her wooden display. And then he made me one for me as well, somewhere among the slot. Yeah, there's man. Just move these over here. So he made me one for man. Routemaster London's Bus of the Future, model built by Dave. So he made me a couple of them, and in actual fact, he printed off more than what I paid for, because he got me a Cadbury's Dairy Milk one, and then a larger one of the Routemaster London Bus of the Future, and then two of them, London Bus of the Future, and I think there's another one somewhere as well. Oh yes, yeah, there it is. We've got a SO Uniflow, the tuned motor oil, of course. So, and then we've got some corner ones where it's watch your step and please let the bus go fast, and several other little posters. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to get them sorted, and that was due to Peter Caton. So thank you, Peter, for that. Much appreciated. And there will be going on one or two of the buses, and what I'm going to try and do is put them on to magnetic strips, so that they actually sit okay. So I think for a minute we'll go back to the chat.
Yeah. Okay. So Alex McDonald says missed out on the bus, so been a pleasure to watch you all build this massive model. Hopefully one day it will come back around.
Hopefully so, yeah.
Penny's Pit Stop says, please stop, Dave. I'm welling up here. My passengers are giving me funny looks at the tears rolling down my cheeks. But thanks, Dave. I owe you thanks back at you.
I don't tell. I'm pretty sure that every one of us will agree as well. Penny's the hub that brought us all together.
Yeah. Penny says also, wow, who sent you that chassis? That's really hard to get hold of now.
Yeah. It was. I think I explained in the chat, didn't I?
Paul Wright.
Yeah.
Penny also says, never bored of your streams. And she also says, you are welcome, always welcome, Dave. And John's model making says, that's favoritism, Dave. LOL. I bought my adverts off Peter.
Yeah, well, it didn't give me a mall. Obviously, I did have to pay for some of them. Right now then, so let's have an update on Christine's bus, shall we? Christine's bus has been very problematic, really, and that's simply because when we've been building, we've had to transfer the colours of Christine's bus onto the panel parts and the strips and around the windows and everything else. So I've had to be really switched on over what goes where and how it goes and what colours what. And in actual fact, the last two panels, I actually got them wrong. And I was getting in a bit of a tiz actually, because I was working on my bus and then working on Christine's bus, and it was just so difficult to really organise where all these bits were going and what colours they were. When you're talking about there's 4 colours on Christine's bus and there's 2 colours on my bus, you know, I was getting a bit flummoxed, but I've got there in the end, and hopefully you'll like what you see, and I'll bring that up in a second. So, and then just get the Lazy Susan to go, and we'll have a look at Christine's bus. Okay. So, as is favourable to me now, I always use the Lazy Susan, and because this is how we ought to display these in public. Yeah, as you can see, Christine's bus is finished off. We've got the roundel on the front there, the rose roundel. All the transfers, the omnibus and the George Schillerberg 1829 and the London Transport 1979, and then the rear rose roundel on this side. They look absolutely lovely. I'm really, really pleased at how they've come out, and I'm pleased at how the bus has come out as well. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you'll agree. If I just move that around a little bit. I don't know whether it'd be better with the light or without the light. What do you think?
I reckon with yes.
With the light, yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, definitely.
okay. I want to pick up on the obvious shine and everything that it is, and then we've got on the Lazy Susan here, like I always have, the very smallest one, which I think Penny's got one of these, and that's the 148 scale. Then we've got the 176 scale. And then we've got the 150th scale, and then we've got the 124th scale, the Sunstar one, and then obviously the Harshette one. So they're absolutely lovely. I can't wait to show them off publicly at some of the rallies and shows that we are hoping to go to, because I think I've done it justice. I really do. And I know what a problem it was getting it that way. It was an absolute problem, a pain in the neck, as you say. Getting all the colours right, getting the finish right, getting the red bits around the window, getting the transfers on right. You know, it was all quite problematic. Would I do it again? I don't know. As much as I love the finished product, I'm not sure. It did take an awful long time to do, and it did take an awful lot of doing, an awful lot of my skills that were involved in getting that to the finished product. So all I can say is I hope that I've done it justice. You can tell from the other models that I've got the colour about right. It was the colour that was sold to me as the original colour, and I've got everything right that I think's right for the model. They didn't have 2 rose roundels on the near side, they only had 1, and then they had adverts as well. So I think Christine's bus is eventually going to have some adverts on, but she's going to have some adverts that are on magnetic strips so that she can actually put them on and take them off. Because looking at the side there, it doesn't look bare at all, does it? Especially with the rose roundel at front and the rose roundel at back. Would an advert fill it up too much in the space there? I don't know. We've got room for a corner one there, and we've got room for a rear one there, and we've got room for the corner ones up here and up at the front. So, but I'm going to let Christine choose what adverts she wants on. The other models have adverts on, you'll have noticed. They have London Bitter and gas adverts. So, but I'll let Christine decide what she wants to do advert wise. I think she'll probably put one on this side because this side looks a little bit boring to the other side. But it has got all its transfers on now. The only thing it's missing is the mirrors and the indicators, and they're due to be put on shortly. And then I've got to finish the AEC badge at the front there, and you can tell that's not finished off. So there's little bits and pieces to finish on it, but other than that, it's just about done. And I was aiming for the end of the year to finish it, and I think I made that. So I'm really pleased, and I really am pleased of how it's turned out. And so is Chris. She absolutely loves it. So, and as I say, she can't wait to show it off as well. So there you are. So I'm hoping that you enjoy that, just going around for a minute more, and then we'll have a look at something else.
I'll catch up on chat then while that's happening. So David Atherton says hi all.
Hi David Atherton.
Hi David. We've got P40 F20. Wow, Dave, just fantastic. Many exclamation marks.
Thank you ever so much.
We've got John's model making. Wow, amazing workmanship, Dave.
Thank you.
And we've got Alex MacDonald. Great work, Dave. Looks great.
Yep, you've done your proud there, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, well, you know, it's not all down to me. I mean, obviously, Christine's been building it and carefully putting parts together when they've been painted, and you know, all that sort of thing. So it's not just down to me, and it's down to Christine really to choosing that livery in the first place. You know, she did have a choice of a couple of liveries, and she said, "Oh, I want that one." And I said, "You would, the hardest one to do, wouldn't you?"
That's just Christine, isn't it?
But yeah, no, I really am pleased about how good it's looking. It really, really is looking champion. And yeah, as I say, would I do it again? I don't know. It was a lot of hard work. So, but yeah, we can look back on it now and enjoy it now, can't we? And you know, we can take it to the shows and things. I think I've got to build a proper box for it to go into shows there, because you know, I wouldn't want to get it spoiled or anything, would we?
No.
So, but yeah. Okay.
Okay, Fleetwood J just says, been working on a mod for the camper van, nearly got Adrian's finished.
Oh, brilliant.
That's chat caught up with.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I'll stop this now. And then we'll have a look at something else. I'll just knock off my camera for a minute. Go back into camera. And change it to one of these. Yeah, HY version. There we are. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that at Christine's Bus. It's taken two long years. Well, more than that actually, hasn't it? It's taken nearly 3 years. It's been one heck of a lot of things to do on that. The planning through photographs and through the internet and through looking at different pictures and knowing the owner when it was owned by a friend of ours, and then consequently I'm actually friends with the owner who owns it now, and it isn't painted in them colours now. Isn't the real bus? It's actually painted red. So he has got plans to paint it back in the Shillibeer's colours in 2024, I think it is, and that's because 2024 marks the anniversary of the George Schillerberg in London, I do believe. So yeah, that's that caught up with. Would you like to look at some others that we've been on with then?
I'd just like to ask a question.
Go for it.
Some people might not know, who was George Schillerberg?
George Schillerberg was the person who actually he was the first person in London to start a bus service in London in 1829. So it was George Schillerberg. He was actually a coach builder, and he was of German origin. He was actually born in Germany, and he moved to London when he was a little kid, and he was a coach builder, and he made coaches, and that's horse and coaches, out of wood and tin plate and everything, and big cart wheels, and they had big horses to pull them and everything. And he actually designed his own coach that he wanted to make the service in London with, and that was the first bus service ever in 1829. And he actually designed this coach. It was about 20 feet wide. It was massive, and it took 3 horses to pull it. And so it didn't last long because it was actually decided that it was too big for the streets of London, to do anything with. I think it was about 14 feet wide actually, and about 20 feet long. So it was massive. And there is I think it's a replica of his horse bus, which was the first horse bus, in the London Transport Museum at Brooklands. And I do believe it was at Cobham, it's at Brooklands, in the London Transport Museum. So yeah, George Schillerberg. And to commemorate 150 years of George Schillerberg, in 1979, London Transport painted 12 Routemasters and 1 Daimler Fleetline in the Shillibeer colours. And that's what this Routemaster represents, is that it represents one of those 12 Routemasters that was actually painted by London Transport in the George Schillerberg's colours to commemorate 150 years of transport in London, service transport in London. Yeah, okay. So that's that. Okay.
I'll just catch up on this bit of chat while you sort yourself out there. So Mike Tedstone says, hello all, difficult in finding you, subscribe now so I find you easy next time. We'll post a link in the group, and he's also offered to you all to post links in the group for all your lives. That's lovely of you, Mike. Thank you.
Oh, thank you ever so much, Mike, and thanks for joining us tonight too.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah, you might find something a bit interesting a bit later on. I do believe Christine's working hard in the background, so she's hoping to come through shortly. So yeah, you'll be able to see what we've been up to, what I've been up to. Right, so let's go back to my camera, and I wish I was quicker at moving these cameras around. And that's on Christine Shillibeer buses at the moment. So I'm going to move the camera now onto another project we've been on with, and that is the Red Routemaster collection. So there we are. There's the Red Routemaster collection, and I think you can see them all right, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know whether the light's actually hindering or helping. It's a bit difficult getting the light over these buses because, as you know, they're very high, aren't they? So, yeah. So there's the Hachette Routemaster, all finished, all done, all singing and dancing, with all its transfers, its Typhoon T adverts, its transfers on the front, its wing mirrors and its indicators on there, and its destination brand, all finished, and including the driver and the conductress and the passengers. So that's all finished. It's on the David Buckingham base, as we try and keep all our buses on the David Buckingham base. So, and I can't emphasize enough over the David Buckingham base. Originally, I think it was Horlicks and Penny that got these David Buckingham bases from David Buckingham. And what an absolute fantastic and brilliant piece of kit this David Buckingham base is. It's so simple. Why didn't anybody else think of it? But there we are. David Buckingham, in his wisdom, went out to his workshop and said, right, I've got an idea. I'm going to craft this base, some wood, and he's fluted the edges, which are really nice. And he's put the 4 black blocks onto the base. He's screwed them on, and all you have to do is pick up your bus and put it carefully on the blocks underneath the chassis that sits nicely on the blocks, and there we are. Now, I've been reliably informed by David Buckingham that he has actually only got 2 bases left. So if you require a base, please get in touch with David Buckingham. Now, he is on our Routemaster group on the Facebook page, and so, but please private message him and he will get back to you. It'll be the first 2 that get served, and he will not be building anymore. And you can't really blame him. He's built loads of them, absolutely loads, and he is a gentleman, shall we say, of senior years. So you can understand that he didn't want to be doing this forever. So yeah, there's 2 available. I'm reliably informed, and so if you want them, get in touch with David Buckingham, because they are superb bases. They're just ideal for carrying these buses around, because once you get your hands under the back and the front of the base, you can lift it up. They are very heavy, these models. Please be warned, they are very heavy. But the David Buckingham base takes them lovely, and you don't actually have to touch the model to pick it up, which is a bonus in my estimation, because you're not getting your hands all over it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, David Buckingham base, I can't praise them enough. So what have we got here then, chaps? We've got the Hachette 1/12 scale Red Routemaster. And to complement the Red Routemaster range, we've actually got the Sunstar Red Routemaster. And I've actually been saving up for, 2 years now. And it took quite a while. And I said to Chris, I said, there is one. I said, I know where it is. I said, it's on the marketplace. And I said, it's actually cheap. I said, it's very cheap. I said, I don't know whether I should or I shouldn't. She said, well, it's up to you. You choose. So I said, right, okay. So anyway, I actually won it. And if I said to you it was a lot less than it normally is, and I'm normally in for a bargain, I am. But there we are. That's the 1/24 scale Routemaster from Sunstar, and I've actually got one, and yeah, marvelous. It hasn't got the Typhoon T on the other side. It's got a Dulux advert on the other side, but it has got the cream crackers advert on, which our Hachette one has. So there we are. That's the 1/24 scale, and that's the next one down in scale size. So, which is going to complete this one because I have got the 1/50th scale one. So that's the 1/50th scale corgi one, and I've got the 1/76 scale one, which is the EFE one, which again's got the Typho T advert. And then thanks to Horlicks, no, that was thanks to Fleetwood J was the 76 scale one. Thanks to Horlicks, I actually have the 148 scale one, and which is rather tiny, as you can see. But yeah, that's that, which completes this scale size for this red Routemaster. So I can now say that the red Routemaster in the scale sizes that I wanted are actually complete. So that's, and I'm so pleased that I've been able to do it. I didn't think I would be able to do it, but yeah, I've done it, and it's absolutely brilliant. I really am over the moon. And again, once it's on a Lazy Susan, you can tell that it's going to be superb to look at a show, isn't it? So I'm going to take a little break because I need to move some things around before I show you my special project, which I think you're all waiting to see, aren't you? So I'm going to knock my camera off and ask Mark to move cameras around because I think that Geordie Dave's going to show something, and I think Adrian's going to show something as well. So I'll hand you over to them.
All right, so I'll put Geordie Dave on.
Okay. Well, my dad was a coach driver, and he used to work for OK Motor Services. I've got a couple of models of their vehicles. The Untitled Chapter.
Wow.
They were based in Newton Aycliffe, but they had a garage in Newcastle. Also got at the bottom of an RTL.
Oh. Wasn't that the one that featured in Summer Holiday?
RT, yeah. That's here. This is the same one that's come up from London and been put into the OK Motor Service livery. And I have an EAC Regal.
Right.
I'm a North East now, so I tend to collect buses from the North East, except for the Routemasters has been sold a different way.
Yeah.
So I just thought I would bring these on the show to help Dave while he's on having a break, so people enjoyed that. Let's say it's like there's the same dad drove for them. Let's say because he drove for Moadale before that, but I can't see a Moadale bus. I've never seen any. So if anybody ever sees a model of a Moadale bus, please let me know.
Okay.
Pass over to Adrian.
Okay, impressive collection. So, right, we'll move over to Adrian. There we go.
Okay. Whoops, sorry, I clicked on. I'm going to change my camera angle for a moment.
Okay.
Right. I've got some parts from a friend of mine, basically, and I'm going to slightly show some of them off. Right. They're doing the Fit 126. That is going to be the Campervan Window.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, very nice.
Another part of the issue was to do with the campervan is you got the door there.
Ah.
And not by going looking at the issues. This part here looks like a part of the seat for the car.
Yeah. Ah.
And I reckon this is another part for the car. It could be a side panel inside.
Yeah, looks like it.
And I reckon that's part of the console goes down the middle of the car.
Yeah. You'll have Fleetwood J drooling right now.
Yeah.
Drooling and getting angry with model space at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Okay. So if I put us all back on.
Yeah.
Like
I
that.
think I'm about ready. But yeah, thank you
Good.
guys for doing that. Yeah, I had to move things around in here a little bit. And sorry you can't see me at the moment. But yeah, there was a little quiz. And the little quiz was glue and white flat paint and some balsa wood. And did anybody come up with any answers? Huh? No?
No.
So,
well, we tried, but
okay.
you wouldn't tell us.
Oh, well, there you go. You say, well, here's the answer. So I'm actually going to be sorting this thing out.
Ah.
So this is a windmill. It's actually a museum exhibit, or was a museum exhibit, and it was it was for sale on an online auction, and I thought, well, I'll make a small bid and see if I can get anywhere. And so I made a small bid and I actually won it. Surprise, surprise. Incredibly so, at such a small bid. Right. Why do I want a windmill? And yes, it's made of balsa woods in some parts. In some parts, it's made of harder wood. Well, this was a display exhibit at a museum and used for schools and used for museum use and school educational use. And it was made, I don't know, probably about 50 or 60 years ago at a guess. And I do believe it's 1/24th scale. And the reason I say that is because the bus that's on the board there, you can see down there, I believe, is 1/24th scale. It's my 1/24th scale Bedford OB. And it looks about right in comparison, doesn't it, I suppose? So yeah, we estimate that it's about 1/24th in scale. We don't actually know what windmill it represents, but what it does represent is a tower windmill. And when it's not got broken pieces, which is why I need the glue and the balsa wood and the white paint, obviously, because of the sails, when it's not broken, it does actually turn by hand. And you can see at the top there that there is a cog. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the top actually rotates round in the wind. The sails rotate. But when it arrived, it actually arrived broken. And so at some point, I am going to mend it. And that's why I need the glue, the white flat paint, and the balsa wood. Because on one of these sails, it's actually broken. And I need some eighth of an inch balsa wood to fix it. So it's been really well made, and it's got hardwood cogs, and it represents I think that what they call it is a boat topped windmill. And that's simply because all this woodwork on here represents or looks like the bottom of a boat. So if we turn it around that way, you can see that the bottom of the boat's there, and it's shaped to go over the top. Okay, and so that's all been handmade, of course, probably about 60 years ago, maybe more actually. all the sails have springs on them and flaps on them on two of the sails, and the flaps are made of steel. You can hear that or not, but they're made of tin. So, and it's got a little door and everything, and windows, and then all the working details up the top there. It's open. It's got the fantail that works, actually turns. So yeah, the fantail turns, and then inside, God blimey, it's got some detail inside. Let's go a bit closer if we can. Okay, so inside, hopefully you can see that all right.
Yep.
You've got your grindstones there, and you've got these sacks of corn there, and your boxes of flour there, and your hoist, which is through the holes in the floor, which would hoist the sacks of corn up into the top, and they would get put into these boxes, and then they would get filtered down to the stones. In actual fact, you can't really see in there, but it has got two sets of grindstones. One's all boxed in and one's not boxed in. And so it's a diorama. It's a diorama of a windmill, probably about 1810, 1820, something like that. It's supposed to represent a tower mill. And yeah, so that is going to be my next project. Why a windmill? Well, I am the great grandson of a miller who obviously worked in a windmill, owned a windmill, and he was a very well-known miller in Yorkshire, and he actually kept sheep as well, so prize sheep and what have you. But yes, he was a very well-known miller, was my great-great-granddad. And my great-granddad was actually born in a watermill in Yorkshire. So yeah, so windmills, watermills have always, well, they've fueled a passion in me, I suppose, ever since I found out that my family was involved in milling and having water and windmills. But yeah, that's my next project. I hope that's okay with everybody, and you can see what I'm actually looking at here. You know, there's a lot of work involved. I want to leave that open. I want it so it'll turn, but what I'm wanting is a little electric motor. So a little electric motor that turns the sails just nice and slow. So I'm looking for suggestions, and once I get suggestions, then I'll look into that. The motor could go up here somewhere on this center spindle, and the center spindle that runs right down also turns. But I've got this cog to sort out there, and I've got a couple more bits on the sails and a couple of bits on the axle to sort out, to glue back in place, because it actually came damaged when it was delivered. So what do you think about that?
Wow,
Brilliant. Well, then bits of tape on the sails.
Say that again, Dave.
Them bits of tape on the sails because they were damaged.
No, you mean them black bits you can see on the sails? These? No, they represent covers.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, they're all they represent the covers that go over these sails to make them complete. So if there isn't a lot of wind one day, these would be unwrapped and they'd go all over the sail part here and on that sail, and it would give more surface area for the wind to blow the sails. So on a poor windy day, you would have them covers unwrapped and unfurled along them two sails at that side. You'd have all these flaps on here flapped down so that they would give a complete sail, and then you'd probably turn the head of the windmill into the wind, and that would give enough wind to turn the windmill. Similarly, if there was too much wind, you'd be wrapping these back up, and you'd be putting them like that because
So
there's too much wind.
Similar to a sailing ship.
Pardon?
Similar to a sailing ship.
Yeah, exactly. Similar to a sailing ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
And you'll find the wind used to turn the sails into it correctly, but because that's where you got the small pellet at the back,
That's right. Yeah, the
wind
tail.
would turn that basically to
Yeah.
the right position.
Yeah. Yeah, the fantail at the back, Adrian. Yeah. And that would turn it into the right position, wouldn't it? And that's why that this top of the windmill actually turns, so and it turns into the wind. And yeah, so that's basically how a windmill works. So, can anybody tell me what the rule of thumb is while we're talking about windmills? And the rule of thumb is a slang from a miller, and there's plenty of slang from millers and words used even today. I'm working to the rule of thumb, or I'm going to be doing this to the rule of thumb, or I'm going to be measuring it to the rule of thumb, or whatever. It's a common saying, especially around Yorkshire. And can anybody tell me what the rule of thumb actually means? So yeah, that's a milling term. There's lots of milling phrases and milling sayings that have come even into modern day life, even from the 1700s. And yeah.
So it has to be the thickness of the thumb.
No, it doesn't actually.
It's the length of the thumb.
Yeah.
It's a measure.
So yeah, what I'm eventually wanting to do with this is show it with the rest of the models. And yeah, I've just put this Bedford Derby coach on there just to show the scale. But you can see that it's not a small object. It's actually, I do believe, 30 inches high from the ground to the top of the sail. So that gives you an idea. I've been told it's about 1/24 scale, and that seems about right to me when you're looking at the coach on the lazy sails and as it's going round. In fact, I'll just move this back a little bit so you can get it all in shot. Yeah, so I hope that's whet your appetite a little bit over what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, I want a little electric motor in it just to drive it. All it does really is just turn the sails. It turns the center shaft at the top there, and then turns the center shaft right through the center. It doesn't actually turn the grindstones inside, so which is fair enough. But if it was going round at a show, it would look a lot more interesting than just being a static model, wouldn't it? If I can grease the cogs, get some proper grease for the cogs, for the wooden cogs, which are precision made as well. They're very good. They're precision made. So yeah, over the moon that I've been able to get that. And as I say, it was very, very little money. I was very surprised indeed. And even Christine was surprised at how cheap it was. She said, "You haven't got that for that." I said, "I have," and I had to prove it to her. I proved it to her with the receipt, and she said, "Oh my God, yeah, that's brilliant." So I said, "Yeah." I said, "Anyway, I hope that's tickled your fancy a little bit and brought a bit of something interesting to the show."
Yeah, definitely.
And I hope you've enjoyed my update.
Right.
And
yeah, I'm going to go chat now.
I'm going to say there'll be a lot of chat, no doubt. So
yeah. So Penny's Pit Stop. Woo, Mr. Bit, are you building the Fiat? I think that's Adrian for showing them parts. Fleetwood J says, "Mark, you know me too well. Yes, fuming and crying, LOL." That wrote the Fiat.
Yeah.
P40F 20 put drum roll, please, when you were about to show us. David Bassett, really sorry, guys. I'm very late. Hi, Mark, Adrian, Dave, Say, and Geordie Dave. Hi, David.
Hi, David.
It's all right.
David Bassett, love the windmill, Dave.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
David Bassett says the windmill that appears in the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is at Turville in Buckinghamshire, not far from me.
All right.
And David Bassett also says, also the one that appears in those magnificent men in their flying machines was a film prop. It along with the row of fake hangars were erected at Booker Airfield, now called Wickham Air Park.
Oh, brilliant.
Paul Wright says, I want a windmill now, I've seen yours. David Bassett says, as an 8-year-old, I was taken up there in 1965 to watch some of the replica planes and see the set. It's one of my favourite films.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
David Bassett says, we will have to call you Windy Miller from now on, Dave say. LOL. And, P40F20, we were talking about this before the show. A geared motor like we got for the Spitfire landing gear from Hachette.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got actually a spare one, haven't we, Dave?
We have, yeah. We have actually got a spare one that me and Mark was talking about before the show. But yeah, that would, I think that would do it.
Yeah, right. I think that'll be in the post to Dave then.
Thank you.
John's model making, is it measuring wind speed?
Is it measuring wind speed?
That's the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb.
Oh, no.
And Fleetwood J says, rule of thumb, does it mean some sort of measurement?
Well, yeah, in some way, and I'll put you all out with your misery now. So the rule of thumb was a miller's. It was a miller's measurement of his wheat when he was putting his wheat through the grinding wheels, and it was coming out the other end as flour. He would put the flour in his hand, and he would rub it with his thumb and his hand like that. And that would be the rule of thumb to how coarse that grain would get down to in his flour. So if it was too coarse, the rule of thumb would be it would go through the mill again. And if it was fine, then whilst he was rubbing it through his hands, the flour, then it would be good enough to sell. So yeah, the rule of thumb, that's how it came about.
Ah,
yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, they did some things back then. I mean, I know they used to change the milling stones by themselves.
Yeah.
It's like them things weigh an absolute ton. How did they move them?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, as you've seen, the milling stones in that are the second floor up, aren't they? Well, the first floor up. So, and that's about what, 12 feet up or more.
Yeah.
So yeah. How on earth they did that, I don't know. So
you might find probably part of the windmill, probably.
Could be, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They could have had like ratchet straps, not ratchet straps, but pulleys and what have you.
Yeah, possible.
Or use the windmill basically, power bases partly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulleyed crane.
Mm.
Yeah.
I tell you now, though, I'd flinch every time I walked under the piece of roofing that's got them milling stones on. In case they fell through the floor and...
No, I should walk with what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
If you remember what I was saying when I was giving you all clues, and you was all guessing different things, Dave mentioned a diorama. Well, yes, there's a diorama involved. Penny mentioned a stationary engine, and in actual fact, the windmill or the watermill was the first type of stationary engine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the first type of power. So there you are. It's practically a stationary engine without petrol.
Right.
Or without steam.
Okay, a bit more chat. Fleetwood J says, just Googled rule of thumb.
Yeah.
And apparently, rule of thumb has been said to derive from the belief that English law allowed a man to beat his wife with a stick as long as it was no thicker than his thumb.
Like that, though.
I don't know what you've been reading, Fleetwood J.
Where's he found that?
I don't know.
Is it still in law or not? Get away from the stick.
Oh, dear me.
Right, well, I've got something else to show you because it's just arrived on this table. So I'll just change my camera again. And I think there'll be one or two of you that might be interested in this. So, Christine Sophie just passed me this. And it is, when I can get my camera to go down. Come on. It is the Tiger diamond painting. She's actually finished it tonight.
Nice.
Wow. It is
Wow.
absolutely fabulous. I love tigers. I really do love tigers. And it sparkles as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at its eyes. Oh my goodness me. Looks fabulous. Looks brilliant. Yeah, see it sparkling all over and its whiskers.
Yeah.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Well,
I love that. I love that to bits. That's brilliant, darling. You've made a fabulous job of that. It really is nice.
need to frame that now.
Yeah, we'll have to frame it now, won't we? So yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Yeah. So there we are. She's been working hard on that as well as the other things she's been doing today. So yeah, she is brilliant at this sort of thing. She loves her handicraft. She really does. So while I'm showing you that, I'm going to show you what she did as a cross stitch painting a lot of years ago. In fact, 1993. So she did one of this for me in 1993, and this is a cross stitch of a London Transport Leyland double decker, and 1946. And this is all, it's in a frame, but it's all cross stitch, and I can prove that by bringing it up to the camera, perhaps. Can you see?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that? So that was 1993. She did that for me. So that's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So she actually done a single decker one as well, but we haven't got it framed yet. But no, that's it's absolutely wonderful. I think that's through the Heritage cross stitch as well, and it's on very, very fine count. So I think she'll be able to tell you what count it is, but I don't know. But yeah, very fine count, and that's the cross stitch. But as you go further away from it, it gives you a better view, doesn't it? So she's very crafty and very handy. Is my lovely wife.
It'll use the 2 foot rule, won't it?
So yeah. So what do you think about that then, guys?
Very nice.
Brilliant.
Yeah, right. Let me just change the camera again.
I'll just catch up with chat while you're doing that, Dave. So Fleetwood J says, honestly, Google it and you will see it. P40F20 says, lovely work, Christine. That's Fleetwood J for sharing the link. Yorkshire Crafter, wow, Christine. David Bassett, it's a myth that goes back to the 17th century.
Ah.
David Bassett also says several trades had a rough guide using a rule of thumb as an approximate measurement.
Yeah, that's right.
The builders used to use a yardstick.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was generally a stick of a yard long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I do believe sergeants had a yardstick as well, didn't they? Walking, yeah, and what have you, marching.
Yeah. Okay, do you want me to do the YouTube schedule?
You can do, Mark, yeah, unless there's anything else.
Oh, I don't think there is. Quite a few shocks tonight. Okay.
David Bass has put no such law, Fleetwood J. It's a misconception.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow evening is Chris Camplin on his channel, and he is doing Terminator issues 87 and 88 tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, Build with Adrian, 7:30 p.m. on Adrian's channel, will be Terminator 89 and 90.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wow. Then Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we have the Paint with Diamond show on Penny's channel and on Yorkshire Crafters channel at the same time, I do believe, and they do their diamond painting show. So please check it. Now, I know Penny's not there this week because obviously she's moving, but Yorkshire Crafters is going to muster in, and she's also got a lovely guest on with her to help her through it. So that's 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. And then Wednesday evening, even though Penny is moving, she's still going to do the Partwork show, and that's going to be Routemaster 104 at 8 o'clock on her channel. So, so she says there might not be much in her bedroom anymore, but she's still going to do the show.
Jolly good.
And then on Thursday, we have Horlicks 8 o'clock on his channel, and he's doing Routemaster issues 116 and 117.
Yeah.
So click that one to sort out. And then we have Horlicks again at 8 o'clock on his channel, and he's doing his new Partwork. And that will be Spitfire issues 1 and 2 launch day. So check that out. He's really excited about it.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday is Horlicks again, 8 o'clock, and he's doing Routemaster 118 to 119.
Yeah.
So, wow. And then next Sunday, we have Build with Adrian, 8 o'clock on his channels, and Adrian will be doing Build Spitfire issues 39 and 40.
Wow.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's...
I reckon the first issue will be quicker than the second issue.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's coming along now nicely, isn't it? The Spitfire. It really is.
Yes.
Yeah. And, of course, that's what I'm going to do straight after I get the buses finished. So I'm going to be working on this one next, this one behind me, finishing that. But that won't be finished for a little while. So what I may do is put the others away. I might get a start on the windmill, and then I might get a start on the Spitfire as well. So on my next update, which will be sometime in the new year now, I'll be updating on them 3 items. So the Spitfire, my East Yorkshire bus back here, and my windmill, and hopefully we'll have some progress one way or another. So yeah, it'll be slow progress on the windmill because I want to take my time and get it right, and I'd like to have it as all painted and done by at least the summer. So yeah, because I'm going to repaint it all and everything. So yeah, that only leaves me to thank everybody for joining in on the chat tonight, because there's been quite a lot of chat, and thanks for all being gentlemanly and ladylike. I've noticed that Love Maniz has come along and said hi. Hi, Love Maniz. We're just about to sign off, but if you'd like to watch from the beginning, you'll see my new project. And there's a little bit more chat. We'll bring that up in a minute. But what I'd like to say is, once again, to all and every one of you out there that do support us all, thank you very much indeed. It is much appreciated by us all. The little comments even, you know, or just a nice thumbs up, or just watching our videos means an awful lot to us. So thank you all for that immensely. And thank you all for sending us some gifts as well, because that is much appreciated. So And obviously, thanks tonight go to my guests, Max Mods, for reading all the chat out and doing a bit of camera work and what have you, and Geordie Dave for showing us his models, and for Adrian for showing us bits of the Fiat, and just been a general dog's body and go-to is Adrian. Is fantastic bloke, does an awful lot for us all on our channels, and so thank you for that, Adrian. And I think that remains for me to say, have a happy Christmas, have a lovely New Year. Let's hope and wish and pray that in 2021 we get rid of all this COVID business and we can go and hug and kiss and love our families again and be as normal as we can be in 2021. So stay safe, everyone. And I'm going to let everybody let us say their goodbyes, and we'll go from there. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go first, and I'll read out the chat as well at the same time.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Okay, I'll just do the chat first of all. So, David Bassett, this is rumoured to be by 18th century Judge Sir Francis Buller. The rumour produced numerous jokes and satirical cartoons at Buller's expense, but there is no record that he made such a law.
Ah.
Okay. John's model making says, lovely work, Christine, the eye of the tiger.
Yes.
David Bassett says, tiger, burning bright.
Yeah.
And David Bassett also says, oh, wow, that's brilliant. Christine is very talented. So, yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, Dave. Thanks, everybody that's come in the chat and kept me busy tonight. And, yeah, same happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from me.
Okay, thanks for that, Mark. And we'll go to Geordie Dave.
Yes, thanks for having us again, David. I'm going to have a window from your up and do. Yeah, so yeah, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as I say, I hope 2021 is a better year. And so good night from me.
Thanks, Geordie Dave. And Adrian?
Yes. Good show, Dave.
Thank you.
Nice to invite me along. Thank you.
You're welcome, Adrian, anytime. All right. Right. So that's about it, ladies and gents. Thanks once again for joining us, and we'll see you in the new year. Of course, there's lots of other streams going ahead, so please be watching them other streams. There's lots to be interested in, and we'll see you later on. Take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and spread love and peace. And it's a bye-bye from me, and it's a bye-bye from us all.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.